What's your own view? In a minute, Nick, past 1 minute.
I'll try to keep it to a minute. I think it's important that we contextualize. Yeah. For the past 3 elections before this, INEC spent a total of 444 billion naira. But for this election, it was 304 billion, or 305 if you round it up. Yeah. But what we see is that Nigerians, the taxpayers' money or the resource revenue is going into paying for the lack of integrity and trust in our electoral process.
Did you hear my intro at the beginning?
No.
When I talked about the value, the money we are spending, is it giving us commensurate value
yes.
for election integrity?
So if you look at developed countries, you spend an average of $1 to $3. Yeah. Transitioning democracies, you spend an average of $6 to $8. Yeah. But where you have a post-conflict democracy, then you are spending much higher. Yeah. So the question we need to ask ourselves, having come from 1999 until now, what sort of democracy are we practicing? The INEC figures, if you look at it from year to year, for 2019, their budgets per person, if you estimate the dollar figure, was about 6.8 dollars per person, $6.8 per person. And if you look at, for instance, the amount of ballots that were printed, we printed over 427 ballots, but used 0.0%, 0.07% of the ballots printed. Because of
not even up to 10%.
Not even up to 10%.
So we printed
427 million
ballot papers.
Ballot papers. The good thing was that at least we've started printing our ballots. Yeah. We had started printing our ballots in country from 2019. But the costs, and this reflects also in the logistics, 23 billion for logistics, just like you mentioned. So what we need first is we need to integrate. We have our NIN, we have our BVAS, we have what other registration? The road safety license.
Passport.
We have our passport and our BVNs. Yeah. We need to harmonize so that at least as an individual, we know where your data is coming from, and it needs to be scrubbed daily. We shouldn't be having ongoing registration processes. We should be able to look at, how to ensure that people are able to update, validate. Yeah. We have people that have traveled abroad, due to this wave of the brain drain. What are we doing about that? Secondly, we need to look at the elements of the costs. How much, for instance, goes into the setting up of a polling booth? And why are we not, for instance, pooling our resources with other ECOWAS countries to look at, logistics handling hubs for elections?
How do you mean?
So we have our polling booths, and they can be the same. The polling booths that are being used. All you need maybe is to spend on the stickers rather than on, so you have something that you can recycle. Okay. So you need to be able to recycle some of the elements. The plastic that is also used for the either presidential, senatorial, and legislative, you can reuse them. Why do we keep buying? Why do we keep spending on this?